Good morning, everybody. It's 10:26 p.m. So I'll keep that good morning because if you're watching this, there's a chance it might be morning. But also, happy Mother's Day. Shout out to everyone who loves moms or loves mommies. I like my mom. My mom's amazing. So, what do moms bring to the table? For my dad, you know what a lot of it was? Yummy fucking food. And this is my epic transition statement. Today we're talking about cooking and yummy food. God, where would I be in life without food? I embody the mentality of you are not eating unless you are feasting like a king. And you get that feast bonus every time you eat with your hands. You go to Phil's barbecue, right? You say, I want the big ribs. Give me the big ribs. And you eat that all hands. And then you drive home with your grubby ass hands on the steering wheel without washing. And you make sure you have a little smile around your face with leftovers of the sauce, the yummy sauce. I love food. But how do you get food? Cooking. I am jealous of anybody who can cook. My dad learned how to cook because he's Sicilian. I have a nonna. They just know how to cook and they cook and you watch them cook and you learn that like that. So my dad, amazing food. And I love it. I would be nowhere. And I'm terrible at cooking. There's nothing I am more inept at than cooking. And usually when I like stuff, then I can get into it and get better at it. But the two things that I can cook, French toast and corn cheese. And they're bangers. They're banger foods. I love French toast and corn cheese. And I can also make pretty good sandwiches. I look at cheese, I look at meat, I look at bread, and I go, this is a good combo. And I look at the sauce, I say, this is the good sauce. But other than that, I don't know any fancy recipes, and I do not know how to cook. I could not just take ingredients and whip up some sort of fancy concoction. I need to read directions, and oh my god, if I don't have directions, I am screwed. I do not know what I am doing. However, I am very good at using a microwave and air fryer. That is a good talent of mine. I whip out a bag without even looking at the bag. I pour stuff onto a plate or in a bowl, and I just look at it for 3 seconds, and I say, this microwave is 1200 watts. This is going in there for 56 seconds, getting a 10-second break, and then getting cooked for 13 more seconds. There will be no paper towel on top of this bowl to cover it, and that will be all. I will leave it for 30 seconds and it will be perfectly cooked. And I'm good at that. I am so good at that. I am a professional at using the microwave, which you might think is a joke. No, I am amazing with the microwave. That is where I specialize in cooking. But saying you're good at cooking with the microwave is kind of like saying you're good at doing backflips on a trampoline. Like, what? Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. You're not special, and that's a weird thing to brag about. That's a terrible analogy, and I wish I could have thought of a better one. I'll sit here and think about it. Okay, I give up. I cannot come up with a better analogy. I just want to be better at cooking. And I remember my sister and I were both talking about this once, and we were just like, oh, we should get good at cooking. And we tried it. We genuinely just tried cooking dinner, and oh my god, it was a mess. I just relied on my beloved fajita sauce, which I've seen my Hispanic friends use, and then whip up a bake. Oh my god! I love having Hispanic friends. I go over to their houses and they say, you want any food? And they go, and they cook up banger food. I love food. But what's the best kind of food in the whole wide world, you might be asking? What's the best to cook or just go anywhere? Blah, blah, blah. What's the best food? Sandwiches. I may be influenced because I'm a Californian, and California is known for their sandwiches. The sandwich is an unparalleled type of food. It takes so many forms, so many shapes, so many different ingredients, and yet you can call, as long as you have the bread, you can call almost anything a sandwich. And that's why a sandwich is so good. Because if you say you want a sandwich, what does that entail? Endless possibilities. A sandwich is like creative mode in Minecraft. You just have a blank slate and you have so many blocks. The blocks are like the cheeses to work with, the meats to work with, the sauces, the seasonings, how much you want to, if you want to cook a sandwich, if you want to put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, what cheeses you want to use on the sandwich in the microwave to make sure you get a good melt. Oh my god, I love mozzarella, the way it melts in the microwave when you throw it in for 40 seconds, because it's just that kind of melt where you bite in and then it just like there's bridges of cheese slowly coming apart. It's not melty, but it's just a bit gooey, if that makes sense. And oh my god, yes, yes. But oh my god, the sandwich is truly the unparalleled food item. If you think there's even anything close to a sandwich in rankings of greatness, you are wrong. You are an idiot. You are an imbecile. I love this sandwich. I love sandwiches so much. I think I might sacrifice my mom for a lifetime supply. I'd have to think about that more, but if it's just triple play at Submarina, that alone I think is good enough for me to sacrifice my mom for. It's Mother's Day, and I should show appreciation for her, but this shows my appreciation and love for sandwich. I really don't think there's anything in life better than a sandwich because of how much you can do with it. You go to so many restaurants and they all have their own interpretation of sandwiches. It's like color palettes. You know, you tell someone to build anything or just draw something, everyone's going to have a different color palette. Everyone's going to have a different sandwich. And it's what they do with that sandwich that makes it amazing. I might write an essay for fun in my journal about sandwiches, actually. I think I'm onto something great about the beauty of sandwiches. And I've always been big sandwich lover. I've always loved it. I started off with Subway, a good place to start, you know. I don't think people would say it's bad. I don't think people would say it's great. I personally do love the meatball marinara. I love a good warm sandwich. But then I grew up. And I stopped being a little boy and I said, Submarina is the greatest sandwich restaurant place known to man. And if you've been to Submarina, you're going to agree with me because it's amazing. And truthfully, there is nothing better than Submarina in this world. Maybe local Mexican restaurants, because god damn I love bean and cheese burritos. It's basic, but they're still good. Is a burrito a form of sandwich? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because it is a capsule of things surrounded by a form of bread? I don't know what tortilla is, but I'm going to say it's bread. So that even adds on to my sandwich argument in the interpretation of sandwiches. And honestly, I could eat a bean and cheese burrito and call it a sandwich and be fine with that. So therefore, I think it's a sandwich. Yeah, I love sandwiches. I love sandwiches so much. You are stupid to even think that these aren't the greatest article of food known to man. The only reason I wouldn't be a caveman is because sandwiches weren't there. And if they did, oh my god, I'd be a caveman in an instant. Anyways, that's my TED Talk for today. Thank you for coming. Y como siempre, adios, chachas.